Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Mind Waves. I am so happy you are here with me today. Pull up a chair. Find a comfortable spot. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands rest. And let's take a deep breath together. Breathe in deeply. And breathe out slowly. Today, we are going to take a long journey. We are going to travel far back in time. We are going to a place of wonder, a place of power. We are going to talk about a city that changed the world. But before we begin our journey, please remember to subscribe to English Mind Waves. Click the subscribe button. It helps our family grow. It helps us learn together. Every video is a new step on your English learning journey. Are you ready? Good. Let us begin. Imagine you are standing in a very big city. It is morning. The sun is rising. The sky is a beautiful light blue. You feel the warm sun on your face. You open your eyes. Look around you. Everything is made of white stone. The stone is called marble. It is smooth. It is cool to touch. You see huge buildings. They are the biggest buildings you have ever seen in your life. You see tall columns. A column is a tall, round pillar of stone that holds up a roof. There are columns everywhere. Listen, what do you hear? You hear the sound of water. There are beautiful fountains in the streets. Clean, fresh water is splashing. You hear the sound of people. Many, many people. They are talking. They are laughing. They are buying fresh bread. The smell of the warm bread fills the air. It smells sweet. It smells delicious. You hear the sound of horses walking on stone roads. Click, clack, click, clack. You are standing in Rome. It is the greatest city in the world. It is the center of the world. The people here believe their city will live forever. Forever means it will never, ever end. They call it the eternal city. Eternal means time cannot kill it. But time changes everything, my friends. Everything that goes up must come down. Every day must turn into night. Today, we will learn about how this great city fell. We will learn about the collapse of a millennial empire. Millennial means 1,000 years. This is the story of how an empire that lived for 1,000 years slowly faded away. Let us go back to the very beginning. Long, long before the big marble buildings. Rome did not start as a big city. Rome started as a very small village. It was just a small group of simple houses on a green hill. The houses were made of wood and mud. The people were farmers. They were simple people. They worked hard in the dirt. They planted wheat. They planted grapes. They watched the sky for rain. They were hungry sometimes. They were cold sometimes in the winter. But these people were strong. They were very, very strong. They learned how to fight to protect their small village. They learned how to work together. Working together makes people powerful. Years passed. Hundreds of years passed. The small village grew. It became a town. The town became a city. And the city became an empire. What is an empire? An empire is a very big group of countries. All these different countries are controlled by one leader. This leader is called an emperor. The Roman Empire became huge. It was big. It was very, very big. Imagine looking at a map. The Romans controlled almost everything they could see. They controlled the hot, dry sands of Egypt. They controlled the dark green forests of Germany. They controlled the rainy green hills of Britain. Everywhere they went, they built things. They were master builders. They built long, straight roads. They built thousands of miles of roads. The roads connected everyone. They also built aqueducts. An aqueduct is a long bridge for water. It carries fresh water from the mountains far away, right into the middle of the city. Because of this, the people had clean water to drink. They had big public baths to wash their bodies. For a long time, there was peace. This peace was called the Pax Romana. It means Roman peace. People felt safe. A merchant could travel from one side of the world to the other. A merchant is a person who buys and sells things. The merchant could travel safely. He did not fear robbers. He did not fear war. Life was good. The Romans thought they had defeated time. They thought the peace would last forever. But nothing made by humans lasts forever. A shadow started to fall over the bright city of Rome. A shadow is a dark shape made when something blocks the light. The first problem was its size. The Roman Empire was too big. It was too big to control. Imagine you are holding a very heavy box. You are strong. You can hold it for 1 minute. You can hold it for 5 minutes. But can you hold it all day? Can you hold it all year? No. Your arms will get tired. Your muscles will shake. You will drop the box. Rome's arms were getting tired. To protect the big empire, Rome needed a very big army. They needed thousands and thousands of soldiers. Soldiers need food. Soldiers need weapons. Soldiers need money. To pay the soldiers, the emperor needed more money. So he asked the regular people for more money. This is called a tax. A tax is money you must give to the government. The taxes became very high. The taxes became too high. The simple farmers, the bakers, the builders, they did not have enough money. They worked all day. They worked from sunrise to sunset, but they were still poor. They were hungry. They were tired. They were very, very tired. The money also lost its value. Value is how much something is worth. Long ago, 1 silver coin could buy a lot of fresh bread. But the emperors started making bad coins. They mixed the silver with cheap metal. Soon, 1 coin could buy nothing. The people went to the market. They had coins, but they could not buy food. At the same time, a terrible sickness came to the empire. It was a plague. A plague is a disease that spreads very fast and hurts many people. People got sick in their homes. The doctors did not know what to do. Many people closed their eyes and never woke up. There were fewer people to farm the land. There were fewer people to join the army. The empire was sick on the inside. And then they looked outside. Outside the borders of the Roman Empire, there were other people. A border is an invisible line between 2 countries. The Romans called these outside people barbarians. To a Roman, a barbarian was anyone who did not speak their language, anyone who did not live in a stone city. These tribes of people lived in the deep, dark forests of northern Europe. They lived in the cold mountains. Life was very hard for them. The winters were freezing. The snow was deep. The wind cut like a knife. And suddenly, even worse people came from the east and attacked them. The tribes were scared. They were cold. They were hungry. They needed a new home. They needed a safe place. They looked south. They looked at the Roman Empire. They saw the warm sun. They saw the green farms. They saw the rich cities. They wanted to come in. They pushed against the borders of Rome. At first, the Roman soldiers fought them. The Roman swords clashed against the barbarian axes. Clang, clang! But remember, the Roman arms were tired. The Roman soldiers were hungry too. The Roman leaders were fighting each other for power. They were not paying attention to the borders. Slowly, the tribes started to cross the borders. They crossed the big rivers. They walked into Roman lands. The people inside the empire felt something they had not felt in a long time. Fear. They were afraid. They locked their doors at night. They hid their food. The safe roads were no longer safe. The beautiful peace was broken. The world was changing, and they could not stop it. The year was 410. It is a year the world will never forget. King Alaric and his tired, hungry people walked right up to the great walls of Rome. Imagine you are standing on the high wall of the city. You look down. You do not see empty green fields. You see thousands of fires burning in the night. You see thousands of men waiting outside. The Romans inside the city were terrified. They had no food. They had no hope. On August 24th, in the middle of the dark night, a gate in the Great Wall was opened. We do not know who opened it. Maybe it was a spy. Maybe it was a hungry citizen. But the heavy wooden doors swung open. The tribes walked into the eternal city. It was a shock. It was a terrible, unbelievable shock. For exactly 800 years, no enemy had ever entered the city of Rome. 800 years of safety, gone in one night. The invaders ran through the streets. They took the gold from the big marble buildings. They took the silver from the rich houses. They burned buildings to the ground. Fire lit up the night sky. The smoke was thick and black. The citizens of Rome ran and hid. They cried. They wept. They were so very sad. The city that ruled the world was broken. The news spread across the world. People in other countries heard the news, and they cried too. Even if they did not live in Rome, they felt safe knowing Rome was there. Now, the center of the world was gone. The light had gone out. The empire slowly fell apart after that night. Kings from other tribes took pieces of the land. They made their own small kingdoms. Finally, in the year 476, the very last Roman emperor in the West lost his throne. A throne is the special chair a king sits on. This last emperor was not a strong man. He was just a little boy. His name was Romulus Augustulus. He was a child. A barbarian general walked up to the boy. The general did not kill him. He just took the boy's crown. He told the boy to go live on a farm. And just like that, very quietly, the great Roman Empire in the West was finished. It was over. The story ended. But wait, take a breath with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Did Rome really die? Did the millennial empire completely disappear into the dirt? No. Rome fell, but its pieces became the seeds of our modern world. The tall marble buildings fell down, yes, but the straight roads they built, people still walked on them for hundreds of years. The clean water aqueducts, some of them still stand today. And the most important things did not fall down because you cannot touch them. The Roman language was called Latin. Latin did not die, it changed. Latin slowly grew into French, Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese. Even English, the language you and I are speaking right now, is full of Roman words. Words like family, city, animal, nature. These are all gifts from Rome. The Romans gave us ideas about law. They gave us the idea that a person should have a fair trial in a court. They gave us ideas about how to build a government. The empire fell, but its mind, its spirit, its achievements lived on. It became the foundation of the world we know today. A foundation is the strong bottom part of a building. Rome is the foundation of modern history. My friends, what can we learn from the fall of this giant empire? There is a very deep universal truth here, a truth for all of us. The lesson is this: nothing lasts forever in its original form, but nothing is ever truly lost. The Romans thought their empire would never change. They thought they could stop time. But change is the most natural thing in the world. Summer changes to autumn. Autumn changes to winter. We start as babies. We grow into adults. We get older. Our lives change. Sometimes change is scary. When the Romans saw their city fall, they thought the world was ending. They thought it was the end of everything. But it was not the end. It was just a new beginning. When the big tree falls in the forest, it leaves an open space. The sun shines through the open space. The sun hits the dirt, and new, beautiful flowers can grow. When big things break in our lives, when a job ends, when we move to a new city, when we say goodbye to a friend, it feels sad. It feels like our own little empire is falling. But do not fear change. The pieces of your past experiences, your memories, the things you learned, they stay with you. They become the strong foundation for your next adventure. You build a new life on top of the old lessons. You are like Rome. You are always changing, always growing, and all the beautiful pieces of your past make you who you are today. This brings us to your journey right now, your journey of learning English. There is a very famous English idiom. An idiom is a special phrase. The phrase is, Rome wasn't built in a day. It means that great things take a long time to make. You cannot rush them. Learning English is like building the city of Rome. When you start, you only have a little dirt. You have a few simple words. You know how to say hello and goodbye. You are building your small village. Then you learn grammar. You learn how to connect words. You are building straight roads. Then you learn how to listen to stories. You are building tall, beautiful marble columns in your mind. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. Sometimes you feel tired. Your brain feels tired. You look at a difficult English book and you feel like the Roman soldiers. You think, this is too hard. I want to give up. Sometimes you forget a word. It feels like a small wall is falling down. But remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Every time you listen to a podcast, you are laying down one new brick. Every new word you understand is a victory. Every time you practice speaking, even if you make a mistake, you are making your empire stronger. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Do not rush. Just keep building. One word at a time, one sentence at a time. Slowly, beautifully, your English will become a magnificent city. My friends, we have reached the end of our journey today. We traveled from the simple dirt hills of early Rome to the bright marble streets of the big empire. We felt the cold wind of the barbarians. We watched the great walls fall. And we saw how the pieces built the world we live in now. Thank you for walking down these ancient roads with me. Thank you for sharing your time. Time is a precious gift. Before we say goodbye, I have a simple question for you. I want you to think about it. And if you like, you can write your answer in the comments below. Here is my question. What is one new English word you learned today? And where in the world are you building your English empire from? Where are you watching from? I love reading your comments. I love knowing where you are. Until next time, my friends, take care of yourself. Eat good food. Be kind to the people around you. And please, keep learning. Keep building. Goodbye for now.